welcome to episode 60 of the Youth Squad Legends series with Wrexham. Right, we've just finished up the 2026 to 2027 season. We've actually got Wales selected here. They've not got any international games through the summer. It's straight back to club matters. Your highest appearance maker last season, Tobias Panna, washed. Top goal scorer, probably Sorin Bari, by an absolute mile. Nobody else got into double figures. Yikes. Most assists, that's Tomo Horioka. Clean sheets, your best defensive player, technically Alan Richards, because he played way less games, 33 appearances, 11 clean sheets. He had a stellar season. My player of the season, the fans' player of the season, it's Victor Lustosa. He came in last summer, quickly becoming one of our best players, if not our best player, full stop. It's no real surprise that Alan Richards gets most improved, and as for worst, Tristan Hicks with proper NPC behaviour. Alright, into the new season we go. Fixes have been made. The only thing that we're lacking at the moment is the name pool fix, because the text file that I'm working with has a limited amount of spaces, and we've essentially ran out, so we've got to be really particular with which players get their names changed to be more unique. It'll probably just have to be limited to the unbelievably good regens and the ones that get signed into our club. So for now, all these guys don't really have a name, but if we go and sign anyone up within this episode, they will get a name, and by episode 61, everything will be fixed. So we had a budget of about 12-13 million pounds, spent all of that on stamina training, £100,000 for every single stamina point improvement. You'll be pleased to know that Benchmarker stamina now stands at 85. It was down at 70. Now, it might seem like a small-ish improvement, but the fact that he's gone from 79 to 80 overall is actually massive. Firstly, he becomes our first 80 overall player. Fortunately for us, Anthony Rocco also finds himself at 80 overall. So that means by ruling, we can go and sign him if we get the money. Let's take a look at some of our other ex-players. Wesley Burpart, now he's 88 overall, a guaranteed goalkeeper signing when we hit the Premier League. Joe Espinoza finds himself at 81 overall, but that's not really a surprise since he had just an extraordinary potential. Ivan Mikic at 75, Greg McDowell 76, there's Anthony Rocker at 80, Nicole Mulders at 78 overall. Phil Dibble's still there, 69 overall. Per Kusk at 75. He's got 70 finishing. Strikers are definitely the main position that we have to improve this season, I think. Flavio Leiva, he's moved to Celta Vigo. He was at Stoke. 77 overall, quality left back. Ennio Pilato's at 87. Dion Daniels at 80. Whoa, he's had a bit of a jump up, hasn't he? Oh, he's on 89 finishing, but he's only 5'9". His summary is something else, though. 87 pace, 84 shooting, 75 passing and 78 defending, not too brilliant, and the 83 dribbling and the 93 physicals. Man, we've got to give him a try. Last season, when we saw Luke Williams jump so high in overall, it kind of threw a spanner in the works. We had to make a beeline to go and sign him. I don't see that kind of spanner in the works this time around. We were already talking about Anthony Rocca. Just take him away from Leicester City so he's not a problem. Come on, look at that release clause there for Dion Daniel. So he suddenly becomes priority number one. We'll have to splash out a lot more for Anthony Rocca, who doesn't have any kind of release clause attached. How do we get that money, I hear you ask? So Tommy Jones and Luke Williams have submitted a transfer request. Tanner stays around. We can bring in one of the Youth Academy goalkeepers to back him up. Winfrowen's obviously staying. I'm not selling William Ronto. He might be loaned out later on in the transfer window. Shaquem President's time, I think, is done. Really fell short last season. Ruan Marvin might get a couple of games. I don't like his body type that much. Could be an easy sell. Mizijan's a monster. Sola's a monster. Danny Bin's absolutely not. Con Hunter, fraud detective. It's a possibility. I feel like with Alex Brutus back in the fold, he'll fall down to third choice. And I'd like him at third choice, but he's 75 overall. we could cash in massively. Depends on the amount of money offered. Kieran Bamford is another one, but I've not really given him a chance to shine. Golden Socko is a no. Felix Rosenberg has had a big jump. The loan last season did him great. I think he's on 87, 88 potential now. Chester Prudent still waiting for his chance. Ben Smacker obviously not going anywhere. Luke Williams will be on the transfer list. Kinalis, he might not be the finished article. He might fall by the wayside, but because of what he showed us, obviously the right thing to do is not transfer list him this season. Anwar Balat's back, his potential's massive. Frederick Mavan, he's faded out. Add him to the transfer list. Lestoza staying at Wrexham. Hiro Firiapu is another one whose potential has shot up thanks to the loan. His potential now at 90, and I think this season we're going to give him more of a chance, but it might not be in central midfield. Gavin Leesley is an easy loan list option. Ioka's not going anywhere. Tristan Hicks, I think it's time to transfer list. We're keeping Alan Richards. We've got to play a couple more games with Peter Carrion. Really do like Evan Huxley, but definitely not as a centre forward. Let's start training him up as a left back. Time to say goodbye to Midjord. Most of the transfer listings will be at striker. Lokthuk Ung didn't have a good loan. Zviro Van Dinteren teetering with danger, but we'll put him on the loan list. Chances for Randolph Celestine. Ciliato Samasoni might be loaned out. Scazzari also might be loaned out as we're looking to find the magic up front. Confirmation that we had a transfer budget of 13.252 million. We do have Norwich City interested in Con Hunter. This offer is already over his value. I think he's a £15 million player though. He's certainly capable in the Championship. The lowest I'll go is £14 million. We get into that number, sticking to my guns, and that deal is not going to work out. Bristol City looking at Tommy Jones. They're trying to offload a player. Actually turns out to be a really good deal, this. Can we change it for a good-looking regen? Morgan Marks, £7 million. I don't see how they say no to this. I'm going to change Anis Mehmeti for Justin Bernard, who is valued less, but he's a regen, so he should be given the green light. I don't think that's a bad deal at all for the club. We'll block the offer here for Chester Prudent. I pooed myself a little bit reading an email that said player retirement, but don't worry, it's for the national team. Shaquem President receiving interest from Estoril. £3.5 million gets your player. The Estoril manager has come, looking like he's ready for a golf tournament.
Welcome to Yuko Ike's Haiku Chronicles with your host, Yuko Ike.
I love the feeling of the small balls in my mouth. Bubble tea is great. That was very quick. Shaquem President has gone, sod you lot, I'm out of here. Sadly, that 3.5 million has very quickly dwindled because we had 1.5 million pounds left to pay on the stamina training. But now that's all done, everything that we earn, we can spend. And the first spend is bringing in Justin Bernard as the player swap for Tommy Jones. I'm going to try and be cheeky and say £9,000 a week with a signing bonus of £47,000. Deal accepted. Oh, look, the Ung wants to go to Dortmund. Fair enough, it's like the B team, but still. £2.5 million, please. Deal done. Cheers, lads. Gavin Leesley's going on a 1-year loan to Casapia. I can't really see this being anything other than an A price rating. Bristol City were offering us about the right price for Tommy Jones, excluding the player. The fact that we got a 69 overall player on top of that, cherry on top of the cake. Lokthuk Ung is out the building. I'm sorry, why is Gavin Leesley saying no to Casapia? Nottingham Forest showing interest in Gabriele Scazzari. We're looking at Midjord going out of the club once and for all. I want Granada to cough up the right amount of money. It is just over £5 million. So long, farewell, Thomas Midjord. You've had 2 chances to impress us, and fair enough, your second time around, you weren't actually that bad on the left wing. You did a job last season, but you aren't going to be the answer moving forward. Well, it's pre-season tournament time, just the most amount of money, all the difficulties are the same, so it's the European International Cup. This looks like Mavan packing his bags. Did we just approve a deal for Frederick Mavan? Transfer out? Hey? I can't remember that. Oh, it's a release clause met. Well, thank you ever so much. We kind of wanted to get rid of him anyway. Loads more offers coming in. Firstly, block Alex Brutus. Gavin Leesley might be going on loan to Fulham. Scazzari's one step close to Nottingham Forest. Luke Williams has an offer on the table from West Brom. It's another player that I think we could be pushing £50 million for if we play our cards right. Maybe even 18. Get cheeky with it. £80 million. Oh, I should not have got cheeky with it. Well, we got Ruan Marvin on a swap deal, and now we've been offered Christian Diaconu as a part exchange to this Brazilian centre-back. Let's negotiate. Let's talk about this. So they've got an Irish striker that's apparently on loan from Dundee, but suspiciously, we can add him to the swap deal. That's a surefire way of, getting yourself into some kind of legal action. Now, we've got a lot of central midfielders to test out this season, so we're going to remove the exchange player, even though he was quite interesting. Propose a new transfer fee, somewhere in the region of £3.5 million. Would be a lovely little return. They've shook on that deal. Sadly for Marvin, he doesn't get a chance at Wrexham, but he was there for profit anyway. I love how quickly the deals get done with the mod installed. Like, it's literally the next day. They're just like straight out the door. Still not got that much money in the bank. We're getting rid of a lot of deadwood, but it's really slow accumulation. Who's this then? Scazzari's gone on loan to Nottingham Forest. Fulham getting closer to signing up Gavin Leesley for the season. Ciliato Samasoni has interest from Sevilla. I do like Ciliato Samasoni. He's clearly got talent and he's great at finishing. Does he struggle to beat defenders? Absolutely. He's got to be at the right place. Thankfully, he's got a talent of sniffing out them right places. You give us the right money here, and I'll just have to say fair enough. But there is a huge gap. He's definitely £8 million to £10 million worth of player, I think. That looks similar to Alex Brutus. It's quite scary, but I know it's Gavin Leesley going off to Fulham, confirmed for the entire season. We've reached the middle of July, which is very important because the guy who makes the improvement to career mode mod suggests you take the first couple of weeks in the new season to not look at free agents and let other teams pick up the pieces, essentially. So we should now have a smaller free agents pool, a more realistic free agents pool to choose from, and hopefully a decent striker in it somewhere. Yeah, we're certainly feeding off scraps. Maybe we'll get more luck trying to loan someone in. I haven't loaned anyone in ages. Casey Stockwood. Hold on a second. 6'1". He's got pace, mad pace, 81 finishing. Oh, what a call it was to look at the loan list. And if he does really well, he's got a relatively cheap release clause on top of it. Great find, great find, great find. Bro, I've never gone into like loan negotiations before. I don't really know what to do. This is a staggering little signing. 2 years of Casey Stockwood. There's a match day here in the friendly tournament that will quickly sim through. It's a 1-0 win and a goal from Samasoni. Oh, I see it. I see it. He's in the building. Casey Stockwood. What a great signature to get on the paper. Hopefully we can make it permanent if he's quality. Fulham want Luke Williams. This could make Fulham even more tasty. They smashed us like crazy at the end of last season. I'm seeing £15 million. He's worth £15 million. The deal has been struck at £15 million. Oh, Samasoni's got a big offer in. We've got to negotiate this because they've started out at 6.4 million. This could actually be hovering around £8 million. Wow. We just got 8 million quid for Sony. That's almost double his market value. Can't really complain with that, can we? Not the finished article. Could very much be in the future. Luke Williams done and Sony confirmed. That will have boosted our finances up massively. Current budget now standing at 24 million quid. Charlton Athletic eyeing up Felix Rosenberg. I don't want him to go after that promising loan, but £10 million would certainly be enough. I'm sticking to my guns. Oh my word, you didn't. That's 10 million quid for Felix Rosenberg. I think we fleeced them. That is a good deal. Look, there are some really difficult decisions that we have to make. We don't have all the resources at our disposal, so sometimes we have to sell players that we actually like. Rosenberg, sadly, is another victim of the penny pinching quick Simeon. Second game of the friendlies. We've lost 3-2, but Cesarini got himself on the score sheet. Victor Lastoza scoring in the 10th minute. We haven't seen the cutscene yet, but Rosenberg has gone. £6.5 million allocated to the transfer budget. Keone Solas suffered a slight injury, nothing too serious. Now we get to see Felix Rosenberg. Excellent player, just didn't fit with our philosophy in midfield. The bigger lads were just so superior in essentially every way barring passing. Last friendly game against Peterborough United, we're just getting Sola out of the first team and losing that somehow. Tanner's got a little injury, another sprained ankle. Tobias Tanner might miss the start of the season. Decided to put Canales on the loan list and make sure that Anwar Balat gets a lot of game time this season. Yeah, it looks like Zviro's going to take the loan offer from our house in the middle of our street. We've only got a few days left until the new championship season starts, and I think we start it against Reading, who want William Ronto on loan. Backup goalkeeper, looking like Lloyd Collo, the 18-year-old. Promote him to the senior team. Smatov has to certainly be moved up. He's got a potential of 95. Could Rogers Mayanja be the long-term answer up front? We'll see what he's about this season, I guess. Good. Sviro van Dinteren is out on loan. We've got immediate interest in Lloyd Collo from Burnley, and because he was like destined to be backup, I think it's just fair game. Trying to push for 4.5 million. They're not budging that much. I'll just accept. It's free money. Oh, Canales to Preston. Sure thing, Chief. I'm a bit devastated. We got to the first match day of the championship season, but we've not been able to push the William Ronto transfer to Reading in time. The team is not exactly where I want it to be, but it's been very, very difficult to conjure up the right amounts of money for players. Really devastated that Tristan Hicks hasn't got any kind of interest whatsoever. I can't see Reading being that tough. I know Etienne's a really good striker. It's a 4-2-2-2, Swiss-style football. If we are looking to get promoted this season, it's got to be a win here. We got the same kit from last season. We might just say that it's some kind of like supporter appreciation thing. McElhenney and Reynolds understanding the cost of living crisis. And like I said anyway, it's going to be a very condensed season in comparison to the normal seasons that we have, because I see it really as testing grounds for what the future of Wrexham's going to look like. The future might be Golden Socko at centre-back. Oh, you didn't see that one coming. His defensive qualities are mesmeric, and we have struggled a little bit playing it out from the back. Who better to play out from the back than Golden Socko? Mayanja up front, Prudent on the right, and Colo for potentially his only game for Wrexham in the net. We're at home against Reading. Here goes a brand new season. Let's absolutely smash it. Can this be the season that we reach the promised land of the Premier League? I'm not too sure. It is quite the gap to be catching up on the likes of Fulham. That scoreline at the end of last season really has frightened the bejesus out of me. You never know, it might just end up being two foundational/experimental seasons in the Championship to find the right balance or mix. I haven't really worked these guys properly on game sharpness, so they are feeling a bit stiff and a bit stagnant, but I know that we'll be better in the second half. Colo! You can't be letting in a shot like that. Etienne scored the first goal. Surprising lead for Reading. There's a severe lack of control at the moment when we're going for a bit of a run. Nice to see Alex Brutus back in the Wrexham red. Recovery speed second to none. Corner kick. Go on, Victor Victor Lestosa stopped by Joel Pereira. Lovely save on his goal line. Yeah, we're warming up into this game, and Victor Lestosa is getting more and more involved. It's Mayanja for a debut goal. He's got that all wrong. Does Dari put that in the back of the net? Have I been a little bit too confident with my lineup? But has had a stinker. I think Socko could be a fantastic centre-back, but if we have no other central midfielders that can do Socko's job, it's just a bit pointless. Thankfully, we've got the goods on the bench. So Cesarini plays left-back. We're keeping Brutus on. Stockwood for Celestine, who's been really quiet. Prudent's been quiet. Tom Horioka, the obvious change there. And Firiapu to central midfield. Bents with the ball and Mayanja not in sight. I mean, he has kept that lovely. Go on, Victor Lestosa! Joel Pereira tips over the bar. And here's Bensmacher with the corner kick. Your Stockwood. First attempt. It's not on target. Better. It's quicker by Wrexham. Mayanja. Now then, Stockwood bearing down on goal. Oh! His shape was lovely. I like that little technique that he had. But it's horrifically wide. Etienne going the long way around Socko, but it seems like a very, very long way around sometimes. Socko in. It's a very mature performance. And you can't believe that it's his first time in the position. Ioka could try and just lift it up to Stockwood. Now then, can he take this better? Oh, what a signing we have on our hands. Loaned in from AC Milan. I'll take everything that I can have of that. Maka might be able to find him. Stockwood down to Firiapu, who's really taken to the second half. It has to be ours to win, surely. Danny Pins with loads of time. Oh, I thought that was going into the back of the net. Vickers has burned Cesarini out wide. But there's Golden Socko. What a magical player. Aziz taken down by Golden Socko. Danny Bins, he looked quite clean. And I have not gone for that. I've just been given a red card. I didn't press a button. In my eyes, he looked quite clean. It looked like he just toe poked it in between the legs. We're down to 10 men for the last 5 minutes. Victor Lestosa. Oh, I saw a little path brewing. Well done. Firo Firiapu's had a quality second half. Fire by name, fire by nature, but no strength to get that standing tackle right. A correct ball, and they are in for the winner. We have started this season like we ended the last one, defeated by the call of a referee. That was your last kick of the game. It ends up being 2-1 Reading. Now, why is Colo very unhappy? It might be because he's just been sold. Think this is the confirmation. William Ronto's going out on loan to Reading. Might finish higher up in the table than us. Burnley sign up our backup goalkeeper. No problem, mate. We just bring in Gary Kinsey.
The next day.
You guys are in for a treat. You're gonna love me. If you don't already, this might be the moment. I've worked around the clock to essentially get this series back to where it was prior to Becca falling ill. So take it away, Posh Cutsy.
Hello there, Porsche Cutsy here. How are you doing? It's a brand new season, but the same old me. After a lengthy discussion at a recent board meeting, Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds have decided to purchase a whole team of data analysis. They've had the task of recouping all our attribute changes last season at the exorbitant fee of £15 million. So the players are better, but you might not be in the running for Dion Daniel. Sorry about that, chap. Toodles!
Yep, that's right. It's a drop in the ocean. Finances now at £18 million. But take a look at the squad that we've got now. Sort it out by overall. Bensmacher's at 82, Victor Lestosa 79. I went and checked every single episode last season. Took every little bit of detail to get the overalls right. I'm not doing an infographic. Sod that. Here are all the changes in notes form. Take a good look at these. I'll give you a second. I'll look at them myself. Oh my word. What a change. There's changes in hairstyles. We're seeing Bold Tobias Tanner back. Taking a look at the new regens, you'll see that nobody's got a busted up name. Everything is sorted. Even though I said that we weren't going to do it, yes, I've brought in new kits for a new season. Missed the first game. You know, it's a supply chain issue. How about that then? We've got a transfer offer for Tristan Hicks coming from John Buck Hyundai Motors. So £4.9 million. I see him as a £6.5 million player. Am I getting used to the mod in terms of transfer negotiation? I don't know. It seems like there's a lot more judgment that you have to make on your own players. 6.5 million accepted. Let's have a look at the probable lineup of our second opponents here in the championship. They lost their first game. Hull City. Now with play styles fixed. Tactical vision, Swiss style. We are going to see the single biggest jump in quality that we've seen all series. We might actually play like a team that finished 6th last season. We are still lacking a bit on the playstyle front, but we're hoping that we've got the quality to beat out opposition. Actually nice to go back and recap last season because it's been such a long time since it started. My memory is quite hazy on it, and I must say Alan Richards had a way better season than I even gave him credit for. Also like to point out that I was quite impressed with Midjord and Samasoni as a partnership up top together. They aren't the answer now, and that's why we've sold them. But if we can't find an answer in the meantime, maybe in the future we look back to them and go, okay, now it's their chance. Debuts for Bernard and Kinsey. Here comes Wrexham's second game. It feels a lot more like a brand new season. Fresh strips really do make a difference. Cesarini. Now then, Bernard! Oh, with his first touch! Got him free on a swap deal with Tommy Jones. That is budget brilliance. Good delivery by Giacomo Cesarini. And for someone who doesn't really possess a big frame, that is a hell of a header to pull off. It's a good early statement to be making in your Wrexham career. Has he got that spark? Like a bench smacker spark, or is he just damn lucky? I think big questions have to be asked of the team that's just got rid of him. He's happily skipping past championship level defenders. Tomoharu! That might be the end of the road for Randolph Celestine, who didn't show anything in that first 45 minutes to conjure up any amount of excitement. Not to mention the right-hand side had absolutely no creativity. I'm eyeing up a sliding tackle. Played past Mizidjan, past Sola. Pass is weighted to perfection. And the timing on the tackle is outrageous. When you've got to get past someone as crazy as Keone Sola, scoring goals is a little bit more difficult than what you would imagine. Cesarini taking everyone for granted on this side. He might go for a long shot. Oh, no, taking him off the ball there is a war crime. At least let him have the shot. Edging closer to our first victory in the campaign. With the millions that we have in terms of talent on the field, it's quite poignant that the goal, the win, has come from someone that wasn't shortlisted, we weren't looking at. Turns out to be a great player that's just been gifted to us. Ah, yes, it's the transfer that we wanted to see. Tristan Hicks says his final goodbyes. In fairness, I'll always remember him fondly for the long shot goal just after Becca fell ill. Seems like a surefire way to get quick cash on this game. As soon as we promote goalkeepers, teams are all over them. Well, I have no other goalkeepers in reserve, so Kinsey is certainly here to stay. End of the episode now. It's nice to be back where we belong with some balance in the gameplay, fairness between our team and the opposition. Let's get back to doing what we do best. This has been Cutsy. Thank you ever so much for watching this episode of Youth Squad Legends. Patreon members, keep an eye out because there'll be a video dropping very soon on the Cutsy Extra channel showing off your Wonder Kids and Adder players where they are in the save at the moment. So look forward to that. Big thanks to everybody who is on that Patreon list. Thank you to you all watching. Episode in, episode out. Take care. See you next time. Bye-bye.